Hey everybody, good morning. This is Jibreel, aka the Algo Slayer, and I am here to show you how my trades lead to explosive movements shortly after the entry. Normally, you don't sit through a lot of pain in a trade that's gone against you. The trade will move in your favor and will likely lead to a big move. So I'm going to show you one sample trade. This is the SPX. You could also do this with the SPY. I know most people look at SPY, so let's look at that. Let me clear all the drawings, so I'll show you from the very beginning what I look at. So I will identify some pivot point in the past to make that my resistance. So here I have a pivot point. This is a high pivot. We can explain what pivots are if you don't know, but for the purpose of this video, I will just show you that I draw a line off of this pivot, which I will consider a strong resistance, because look at the sell-off that occurred after that, right? So now when the price is coming back up, I'm expecting resistance to occur here. All right, that's on the daily. Now I will drop down to the 5 minute. Let me get rid of this. Let me move back to Friday. On Friday, we saw that the price was coming up. I'm going to use a 30-minute chart here because there's too many bars now. As the price was coming up, I'm going to start looking at some sort of pattern that's going into this resistance, right? So we have this low pivot here, and I'm going to start drawing some lines here. I'm going to connect this low pivot to this low pivot, and I'm going to connect this high pivot to this high pivot. And here we have an ascending triangle going into the resistance line. So this is, I'm drawing on a 30-minute chart. So if I'm analyzing on the 30-minute chart, I want to use something that's a smaller time frame for my trade entry. So I'll drop down to the 5 minute, and then I'm going to start looking for a 5 minute bar that is making a lower low than the previous bar. Okay, so at the time that I drew this is the first pivot, second pivot, third, fourth. So I will start looking around here for an entry. So I will start looking for a 5 minute bar that makes a lower low, and this one does not, this one does not, this one does not, this one does not, this one does. So my entry would happen right here. Okay, so let me put a little arrow here. This is where the trade would enter. We would enter the trade right here. And as you can see, very shortly thereafter, the trade starts dropping. Now, I could put a stop right here, or I can assume that there will be another bounce, and we can, because usually when the market's moving up, it doesn't necessarily easily go down. I can assume there might be another bounce. So one thing is, as this happens, I will take 50% of my profits off over here. And if it starts going back up, I will then again look for another potential entry. And maybe this time I'll use a 5 minute draw my pattern. So maybe I'll start looking again, and I see here, 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 and here, right? Another ascending triangle. So then on the 1 minute, now I'm going to use the 1 minute bars to try to get in. I start looking at the first 1 minute bar that makes a lower low, so there'll be another entry here. Sorry, right here. So basically I was in here, out 50% here, now adding back that 50% over here. But eventually I am expecting the chart to reject this line in a big way, right? So this 567.42, and as you can see, it did at that on Friday. Even it started rejecting, and then today we have a big move in our favor. So now I can get out, or I can try to sit through this trade, and that is something we will talk about in another video. But this video, I wanted to show you how I do my entries.